Greetings and welcome to the Victoria Electric Vehicle Association on YouTube. Our association is a volunteer-led group working pro bono to accelerate the shift to a renewable energy future. Starting with electric vehicles and solar power generation, VicEVA is working with the public and advocating to government on behalf of our members in the greater EV and solar community. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Victoria EV Association, for more on the biggest energy and transportation shift since humanity got off the horse. Are medium and heavy duty battery electric vehicles ready for business? The diesel status quo on why BEVs are a better option. This presentation will look at how important yet impactful our current reliance on diesel powered vehicles is in our economy and environment. Here's what we're going to be covering today. What are our medium and heavy duty vehicles? The diesel medium and heavy duty vehicle status quo. How far and how much can be trucked? Environmental and health impacts of medium and heavy duty vehicles. The North American shift to medium and heavy duty vehicles through mandates and which jurisdictions are involved. We will also examine embedded and operational vehicle emissions. And a summation of the opportunities involved in the shift to zero emission medium and heavy duty vehicles. In North America, medium and heavy duty vehicles are defined in regulations by maximum weight, starting at larger pickup trucks like the Ford F-350 at 4,500 kilograms to 36,000 kilograms and over semi-tractor trailers with a great deal of variety in between. In urban settings, we tend to see Class 3 and 4 delivery trucks from the likes of FedEx and UPS or retailers like Amazon, all in the door-to-door market, while larger Class 5 and 6 trucks move goods such as beer and pop or move our children to and from school by bus. Class 7 vehicles conduct moves for smaller homes and form public transit, while Class 8 trucks are seen around construction sites or moving goods around the region for Costco or the petroleum industry. The diesel truck is ubiquitous in their economy and moves well over 80% of goods. However, diesel trucks are not very efficient and tend to use just a minority of the energy potential in the fuel they burn, while emitting very large amounts of greenhouse gas emissions. The emissions and waste energy potential has a large price tag that is passed on to the citizen consumer. And the cost to operate Class 8 heavy-duty trucks is also significant to the owner-operators, even without major mechanical failure. Here we look briefly at the capital expense, or CapEx, comparison between diesel Class 8 semi-trucks and its battery electric counterpart. While initial costs to buy are greater for battery electric, since we are in the early days of battery electric vehicles of this size, and the economies of scale in their manufacture have yet to be realized, many jurisdictions offer incentives in purchasing. This is to encourage uptake by owners and companies so citizens may have better air to breathe and businesses can start to be decoupled from inflationary pressures of the fuel markets. Note, the diesel truck owner pays $14,000 for a 5-year warranty on the drivetrain, while the battery electric drivetrain comes with a $1.6 million warranty included in its purchase. This table reflects the operating expenses, or OPEX, as well as the total cost of operation after 60 months or 5 years. In this example, the price of diesel is frozen at $2 per liter for all calculations, but it will of course rise over the time examined. Meanwhile, electricity has been set at a high price to amortize the required power infrastructure over a 10-year period. After the infrastructure is paid off, the cost of electricity for the battery electric would fall. Depots could also make and store power on site through large-scale batteries and solar and wind generation. Note that the incentivized battery electric is significantly less to own and operate than the diesel, while the non-incentivized battery electric is slightly more. But wait, what happens if the vehicles are operated for 10 or 15 years? Taking all the regular costs of diesel Class 8 semi-trucks and comparing them against an incentivized and non-incentivized battery electric Class 8 over the usable diesel-electric lifespan of 15 years reveals A. Diesels, even without major engine rebuilds or replacement, are at a minimum 15% more expensive to own and operate, and B. With incentive, battery electrics are 80% less expensive to operate. The more a company drives their electric vehicle fleet, the cheaper it gets to own and operate. The next hurdle to cross is, can a Class 8 battery electric vehicle do the job of current trucking? Here in the United States Department of Energy, data shows that despite what many think, the vast majority of distance and weight, 87%, in trucking is under 400 kilometers of driving. Double that distance to 800 kilometers, and we've accounted for 94% of all freight tonnage. The Department of Energy also notes that 75% of trucking cargo maxes out on volume of cargo rather than maxes out on weight. This is notable as battery electric trucks have a battery weight penalty of around 3,600 kilograms, but it is not significant for the majority of loads. So, do battery electric Class 8 trucks exist that can do these distances? Yes, they do. Here we have Class 8 semi-trucks ranging from 350 kilometer range to 800 kilometers, covering 44% of tonnage to distance to 94% tonnage to distance. In the question of can Class 8 battery electric heavy-duty vehicles do the job? And the answer is a resounding yes, they can. So now we'll turn to the environmental and health impacts of diesel, medium, and heavy-duty vehicles. Air pollution in Canada has significant impacts to our health and economy. Medium and heavy-duty vehicles are a significant portion of Canada's air pollution and contributing half to all of our vehicle emissions while only being 8% of our vehicle fleet. Shifting away from diesel-powered vehicles could save thousands of early deaths and $50 billion in costs to our GDP annually. We can and must do better. Jurisdictions in North America have considered and chosen to move away from fossil-fueled, mainly diesel, medium and heavy-duty vehicle fleets through the carrot and stick approach. First is the carrot of purchase incentives and funding using low-carbon fuels, electricity, to help companies and operators purchase and operate zero-emission vehicles. Second are mandates for the vehicle manufacturers to produce an ever-increasing percentage of ZEV vehicles so that between 2035 and 2040, no new fossil fuel burning vehicles will be sold. Let's talk about emissions. First, there are embedded emissions that arise from the creation of the vehicle and powertrain, and then operational emissions from their fuels or electricity. For battery embedded emissions, Transport Environment published a 2022 study that placed the range of emissions for EV batteries, including everything from the mine to the installation of the EV, as being in a range of 50 to 100 kilograms of CO2 equivalent per kilowatt hour of battery capacity. For simplicity, we'll use the middle range of 75 kilograms per kilowatt hour. Our BEV Class 8 truck has a nominal battery capacity of 900 kilowatts, meaning that an estimated embedded emissions burden of 67,500 kilograms is released. Sounds huge. But what about operational emissions? These are the emissions from the vehicle's operation, mainly fuel for the diesel, not including diesel exhaust fuel, and electricity for the BEV. BEV truck's operational emissions per kilowatt is different depending on the grid emissions at the point of charging, but the Canadian average is 0.1 kilogram per kilowatt. That means that over 1.5 million kilometer lifetime, 165,000 kilograms of emissions are released. And when we add these to the embedded battery emissions, the total lifetime emissions go up to 232,500 kilograms. If that same vehicle spent its life in British Columbia on its hardware-powered grid, the lifetime embedded emissions would be a mere 80,040 kilograms. During that same lifetime, an internal combustion engine, diesel, Class 8, where each liter emits 2.6 kilograms of CO2e, means that 1.5 million kilogram emissions are produced, 670% more than the Canadian grid BEV, and 1,950% more than emissions from the BC grid truck. The North American economy is reliant on medium and heavy-duty vehicles moving food and goods. However, that reliance has significant health and economic impacts to our collective economies. Thus, governments have told industry and business to make the shift over the next decade or so, and have provided policy and financial assistance to do so. The good news is zero-emission vehicles, primarily battery electrics, are increasingly available and capable of meeting the vast majority of use cases. That ends this look at electric vehicle medium and heavy-duty trucking. Again, if you like this type of positive content, hit like and subscribe so you can see our next presentation. Some of you may have wondered why hydrogen fuel cell trucks were not discussed here. The pros and cons of hydrogen versus battery electric trucking is our next topic. Don't miss it. Bye for now.